on.
Hello, everybody. Wait a couple minutes, let everybody know that we are live. We're going to go over some tarot, some new tarot, and different ways of using that.
Yeah.
So I've yanked poor Emily in last minute. Like, how else can they use these tarot cards?
Yeah, it's funny you said that because I have like a specific deck that I use just for like spell work, and that little, maybe I'll run and grab it really quick. We have that tiny tarot. Hang on, everyone.
Oh, okay. Hey, wizard. Hello, everybody. We're just getting a minute or two for everybody to know that we're here, because sometimes there's a lag in the notification. But yeah, we're going to go over some new decks, some cute new boxes, and but we wanted to go into different ways of using tarot in some new tarot. So
funny, a customer actually pointed this out to me. I was looking for the keychain guy, but it wasn't there. These are little mini ones, though.
So yeah, if we hold it right about here, it's visible on
to everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So these are perfect for like if you wanted to use them in spell work. They're a little small to me to use for reading, but everybody's different. But I use these like if I wanted good luck, I'll pull that Wheel of Fortune card and put it like next to my spell work there. If I wanted, like some people even with fertility, pregnancy, stuff like that, of course this would be alongside other medical things, but the Empress card would be a great one to put in with any fertility working. So even just laying them out there, next to your spell work while you're doing it, meditating on the cards, all of that will kind of just help put that energy into there. So
yeah, and feel free to ask questions, guys. Emily is a very gifted tarot reader. She's one of our readers, and she'll be with us at the Wine and Spirits. But that's why I'm like, Emily, you do way more tarot than I do. I go around the oracle. I'm like, you should be the one to voice the reasoning.
It's funny too because I'm looking. I'm like, I have that one. I have that one. Yeah, definitely have quite a few tarot decks. It's so funny. I found a picture from before I started working in the metaphysical shops at all, so probably like 3 years ago, of my tarot collection and my crystal collection, and I'm looking at it now and I'm like, oh God, like it has expanded.
Intervention.
Yes, it has gotten much larger. So, hi, Skull Keeper.
Gee, how was Salem? You have left us. You should have seen the amount of packages I had to pack. I came in at 10:30 and was still packing at 2. Like, the mailman was like, oh my God. So I want to say pretty much everything we're going to go over is on our website, except for like the little box and maybe the Tarot of the Gnomes. But they will be up there shortly. Yeah. And a lot of them are on our TikTok shop. But you can find them on our website. We have a flat rate shipping at $15, but it's free over $100. So
yeah. So Samantha said, tarot has always confused me, but the decks can be absolutely stunning. So I'll actually leave that up for a second. The way that I break tarot down, myself and then Nick, actually another tarot reader here, we're friends. So we talked about this and we think of tarot really similarly. So I break it down first by the suits. So like cups is your relationships, it's your emotions, that's water. You know, wands is fire, that's action, that's movement, it's quick. It's swords are air, so that's communication and how you speak. And then pentacles are earth, so that's your material world. So that in 4, right? 4 different categories. And then the numbers all mean something. So an ace is always the start of something. So if you get an ace of pentacles, that's a new seed planted in your material world. So that's kind of how I try to remember the tarot cards. I mean, yeah, it took me some time of just reading for myself, but it's really not as confusing as you think. There is an app also called Labyrinthos Academy that basically quizzes you on tarot meanings. So it's a real, it's like flashcard-esque. So maybe give that a whirl.
Yeah. Let's see. So one of the newer decks that came in, and we have a few sample cards to show you. And I'm like, I don't need another tarot deck, but the Black Sea Tarot is really, really pretty. And it's like your standard size deck. But here are some of the like sample cards
They're so cute.
So these are going to be like, you kind of got to like some animals. Right?
Yeah.
So that was the Nine of Wands. Here is the Magician. And I really like the idea that it, the white hair, because it also made me think of the rabbit in Alice in Wonderland and how he kept disappearing and running and helped cause that transition of her from the waking to the dreaming state. So here's the Magician. We have the Three of Pentacles. So this is a brand new deck. We've only had it maybe about a week or so. So brand new. Here's the Page of Swords and Swords. So we have the Hummingbird. And this deck, it's a U.S. Games deck, $22.95. So it's got the slip top box, so it pulls open. You don't have to try and like fumble the little flaps, and then they rip on you, and you're like, damn it. And it's a thicker type box, so it will actually protect your cards. So again, $22.95 for the Black Sea Tarot. Another new one that we got in, and we were like, where did the sample cards go? The Catacorn Tarot. So if you are a friend of the felines and you like kitty cats, this deck would be really well for you. So we'll show you the back. And this is another slip top box. So it pulls up. It's a thicker box to help protect your cards. It's got a full booklet in there. This one is $24.95. Oh, so how to use the cards in tarot spells. So I would personally, and how I would use them, if I've got a candle going, adding the cards that are appropriate to the spell around the candle is one way that I would do it. I'm sure Emily has other ways of doing it. Now I think like Zach has said, he's had decks where he almost like sacrifices the cards. They get folded, they get bent, they get cut up.
Yeah, which I like that concept because it's like where you're not as attached to it because, sometimes burning things and things like that is how we harness that energy for the spell work. Another thing you can do, like grab an 8 of Pentacles, actually probably even like 8 or 10 of Pentacles, put it in your wallet. Hi, Karen.
Hello, hot chicks.
Yeah.
She's our favorite lady tonight.
Yeah, we love you, Karen. But like I'll put maybe like an 8 of Pentacles card like in my wallet because that's about like financial stability, reaping the benefits of all your hard work, things like that. So I'll put one of those in my wallet. If you wanted to have
Wanda. She sent a little gift.
Hi, Wanda. Wanda, sorry. Another thing too, like if I want to have some prophetic dreams or get some insight as I'm asleep, maybe the High Priestess or the moon under my pillow. So lots of different ways you can do it. Hi, Sandy.
Yeah. So this is one of our new boxes, but boxes are another way that you can do spell working.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like a more rigid version of like a mojo bag where you can put your cards in here, your other ingredients. And the nice thing with them, it's easy to feed them because some spells require feeding where you have to keep putting more in there to keep that energy going. So having a nice box as you're working. I just like this one.
Yeah, that one's super cute in general. I like how it's like a skeleton and a raven. We're like, it's cute. Like, it's so cute. Other people might not find that as cute, but we do. The nice thing about having the box, too, is it's just like a formal home for your deck. So it's a way to kind of show love and respect for your deck. A lot of people put like selenite and stuff in there to keep them charged and cleansed. You could draw sigils and stuff on the inside of the box or underneath, so you're blessing your cards. Also really nice for if you're like me and you throw things and things get crushed and smashed in your car. Boxes are great for avoiding that.
I see you getting it to toss in your bag.
100%.
Into the back seat.
100%.
So I would use, me personally, like if I'm using a box for tarot spells, that would be things I'm wanting to grow, germinate, because it's an enclosed, almost like a little mini flower bed growing.
Like that.
Or anything I am trying to keep under wraps while growing. So a new business idea, a new art idea, to let it germinate in there and, keep prying eyes off of it.
I like that.
So boxes are very useful, and I think sometimes get overlooked in, tarot spell work.
Yeah. Another thing you could do too, because I've heard of somebody doing this with jars and then also plants and stuff, is you basically name them after. Now, here's the thing. If you're going to do this, don't forget about the box or the plant. Okay, that's really important. But they'll kind of have it represent somebody that they love, and as they water and care for the plant, it's like watering and caring for their friend or loved one. So the box could almost be similar. People do that with like jars where it's like placing certain crystals, certain herbs, different tarot cards and stuff in a box that represents, like that whole thing represents the person that you're trying to do healing for.
So like in the Enchanted Garden would probably a good deck to use in that type of work.
Yeah.
Really pretty. This is, again, the box comes up this way. This one is $28.95, but it's a really, really pretty deck.
Yeah, some like super interesting artwork on that one.
Yeah. So obviously you want to theme the deck that you're using to your if you can.
Yeah, if possible. One of the ones I haven't bought this yet, but it's on my list because I think this is so cool. So it's Tarot of the Great Outdoors, or For the Great Outdoors, sorry. This guy's only $21.95, which to me, very good price. On the back, so these are all actually themed after national parks in the U.S. And the creator of this deck is actually, from what I understand, let me see if I can find it. From what I understand, this is not a company that makes tarot cards. They're a company with outdoor stuff in the national parks, and they happened to make that deck. It's gorgeous. So definitely that would be one if you're like really trying to connect with nature, trying to just be more connected to the earth. The Great Outdoors is a really nice one.
The Witch's Garden would be another one for that.
I have that one and love it. The cards are so detailed. They're so beautiful. This is actually one of my favorite cards because it just looks like an herbalist, you know. It's very much like a lot of like nature mysticism, a lot of wisdom in that deck. Very visually appealing. And then also great for if you don't really like some of the darker and scarier stuff like me and Melissa do. That one's really great for people who get a little intimidated by some of the more jarring artwork, I guess. Same for like if you read for clients or read for other people, that's a really great one to just ease people into it a little bit.
So that one is $32.99 and has almost like that cigar type box, and it's got a more full size book.
And it's full color as well. The guidebook is so really like that.
If you guys are interested in anything, like put it in the comments. We can set it aside for you. We can ship if needed, or if you're local, you can come pick it up. So here's another slightly newer. I think we've had it for like a month or two.
So cute.
Save the bees, right? So we have the bee tarot, and this is another like cigar type box where it flips open. It's got the magnetic closure to it, and also $32.99. But
and I think the cards are actually hexagon shaped like that. Yeah,
honeycomb shape to help, for that theme. So if you're somebody that you don't like or something that's outside of the traditional shape, you might want to stay away. But if you like new and funky, getting in touch with nature and the growing and the pollination, so this deck would be really good for the starting of things, the growing.
Yeah, like abundance to like moving from one thing to the other. The other thing I really like about that deck is if you think about the hexagons, like think about how those would fit together when you're doing a reading. Like you could actually kind of make you're not seeing my hands, but I'm make a pattern or a storyboard with it. Yeah.
Hey, Lisa. Yeah, she's like, I love the Llewellyn decks for the book and deck size. They have a really good size.
Yes.
Some other companies, like they're either way too big and they're hard to handle.
Yeah, or it's like the tiny paper one that has like 2 keywords, and you're like, okay, that's another reason why, if you're still listening, who we spoke to before, why some people really struggle with tarot is because sometimes it is oversimplified. Tarot is supposed to represent, it's called like the hero's journey. So it starts at the Fool, that blank slate, and goes all the way through. It's supposed to represent different archetypes and different circumstances in the human experience. So trying to narrow that down to 3 keywords for an archetype that's supposed to encompass like all of this stuff just is counterintuitive to me. I say most of the time, just go with what your gut is. It's even more fun to test yourself. Like pull the card. This is what I get off of it. Now I'm going to look at the book. So for beginners, that's a really great way to start.
Don, one of our tarot Lenormand Kipper readers, he always says, throw the book away.
Yeah.
He's like, we don't care what that book says.
No,
but
we sure don't.
So a couple other newer decks, and if you're an outdoorsy fan and you want to work with fae and gnomes, I'm the grumpy gnome fan. So
Yes.
these are adorable. And they remind, what was that cartoon on Nickelodeon all those years ago where it was like the little gnomes and it was like watercolor artwork on
I
them.
know exactly what you're
That's what
talking
these remind
about.
me of.
That's so cute.
So really, really cute decks. And I love like the cherry, it's little rabbits for him.
But I like that it still keeps the symbolism, because sometimes it's like, why would you make that? Like, also, Karen, I did see your message. We will set this aside. I don't even know that we showed this one yet. So
I think I did when you had a run
okay,
away.
gotcha. So I'll set this aside for you, Karen.
But these guys, these decks, they are Llewellyn. We'll square a bow through Llewellyn.
Yeah.
$25.95. Sometimes I'm a deck buyer just based on artwork, and I keep looking at those gnomes, and I'm like, but I don't need another deck.
Like, well, I actually read this.
Right. Is it gonna sit in my cabinet and do nothing?
I have this deck. This is a very, like, for lack of a better word, like trippy looking deck. Like, this was very weird, right? Like, but I shouldn't say weird, but like it's not like something you would see all the time. Like, it's very lots of symbolism. It's just kind of like, I don't even want to say psychedelic, but almost, right? So it's called Tarot of the Moon and Garden. I actually got it when I bought it in one of these smaller ones, but we got this one and it's actually way cooler because it's borderless and then it's gilded this like pretty purple here. So it's and I have never seen that before with like the purple side,
gold or black.
So it's silver. Beautiful. Really, really like that deck. Really is suggestive for people who do a lot of like astral work, like dream stuff, kind of like the little more in between type of stuff.
So any workings you're trying to do for psychic connection, dream work, astral planing, that would be a deck to pick and use in those workings.
Yes. Definitely focus too on like nature. There's a lot of butterflies and stuff in it. So it feels like very transformation focused, which I like. So,
and probably the Mind's Eye Tarot too.
Yeah, similar to that. So this artwork is like insane. I wish I had the sample cards, but unfortunately one of us sabotaged ourselves and they're missing. So. But this one has like really rich colors in it, like teals, yellows, reds, black. I really enjoy that. I like that the back of the cards are black because that makes the colors just stand out better.
Thank you, Jasmine.
And I'll show the front of it again, just to kind of, even just the front of this card, how she looks kind of so like safe and cocooned on her own. Like it makes me think of inner work, of transformation and kind of rebirth. So, and then the Mind's Eye, of course, that's talking about intuition. So it only makes sense that would be that theme. So
yeah, feel free to ask questions, guys. We doing it till about 7 or right before. We are going to get back into putting up more reviews and showing cards and everything on our YouTube channel. So follow us there, Goddess Elite LLC. And you can see, like, we have some books and tarot reviews already up there, but we're going to get some new ones going and get those up there because Emily's got quite a few.
I do.
I've got some. And you know what? I forgot we need to put the Sean Cross deck up there.
Oh yeah. What she's doing is she's going to grab this Sean Cross deck. So he is actually, let me see, Courtney. Are any of these good beginner decks? Yes, but I have better ones that I will suggest. So hang on 1 second. It will literally be 10 seconds. Got asked a question too. So these are a good deck for beginners. There is one that I didn't grab called the Cozy Witch, which also is a pretty good one for beginners. This has the actual meaning on the card. I will say I recommend getting a deck like this and then one without the meanings on the cards, because once you get to a certain point, you're not quite quizzing yourself anymore, right? But these are good decks for beginners. The classic tarot would be fine. But it's kind of hard because people are different. Some people want to start with Rider-Waite and that's how they learn. And other people are like, if I don't like the artwork, I'm not going to use the deck. So I want to get something specific to me. So really use your best judgment. Maybe pick one that's similar to the rider weight. But
Hi, Christine.
hi, Chris.
So I'm excited about this because we ran into him at an expo. So you guys may have seen, I'm almost positive everybody has seen his artwork online. It's the What Mental Illness Looks Like in artwork. His name is Sean Cross. He has a tarot deck. It's a magnetic box.
We love that.
Nice, flashy. And you even get artwork on the inside. I've got an autographed copy because that's what I do. We are actually going to have him in store. We're like coordinating dates, but we're going to have him. But in the meantime, we do have his decks available in store. And for our local people who love supporting local,
Wow.
he is local to Ohio. So getting this deck, supporting
Oh, that one's so cool. This is like Egyptian. Sorry. I'm like, wait a minute.
Right? Yeah, just
Oh, those are awesome.
So we have a handful of these right now because we're waiting for the dates and he'll bring us more. But if you want a set before then, so you know you have one, and they are a nice shiny
Yeah, like
silver.
that silver. They're very like, I don't want to say creepy because that's not the right word. I don't know, like they're very different. It's definitely more of like the darker part of the human psyche, but I appreciate that a lot because I think I don't always like those like complete love and light like rainbow decks because that's just not realistic. So
this is the Any Means Necessary. So look up Any Means Necessary. Once you see his art, you're like, I have seen that.
Yeah.
We also now are carrying his Zodiac prints.
They're super cool. They're only $15 a piece, which is pretty dang good for like prints from a local artist, not just like, you know, whatever. They're amazing. They're all like the Zodiac prints. The decks themselves are $65. That is because they're published, right? Indie publishers. So when someone self-publishes, you know, they have to pay out of pocket to publish, and so therefore, they are a little more, but they're definitely worth it. And like Melissa said, like supporting local artists and not just all the big box companies, it feels different, you know? And then when he becomes so popular that he gets picked up by Llewellyn or somebody else, you can say you have the original self-published tarot deck from Sean Cross. So
and I mean, these are good quality.
Yeah, and that's the other part. He definitely took his time and care into those. Like, very much worth the money. Would become a daily use, I think, for me.
Yeah,
so.
they are good quality. And if you haven't seen his artwork, you may have even seen him. He put up videos on all the platforms about the real deck through him versus the knockoff from Temu and how shitty those are.
That sucks.
And the artwork is diluted. And you know, so.
I didn't realize that happened to him. That is so, like, that's something which I'm sure Melissa has probably went on this rant again already. But, like, try not to order your decks from Temu because, okay, we all did that, so that's not a good. I was going to say, think of, like, LimeWire in, like, 2005. But I was like, well. But the artist doesn't get any money for that. It is stolen art, so just be conscious of that.
You don't get your booklet. You don't get any of the stuff.
Right.
And then... like in talking with him of hearing these people buy these knockoff decks and then go to him and like, I need the booklet. And he's like, why don't you have it?
Yeah.
So supporting the real person, but he will be in store. We're getting our dates hashed out so you can come meet him, see his other artwork. So we're excited about that. When I found out, I'm like, you are only in, you know, Ohio, and he was a psych nurse. So that's why he has this understanding and can represent the artwork.
Interesting.
But yeah, another local artist that we're helping.
And did you say what his other artwork was? So it was like the mental illness, right? Because he was a psych nurse. So
yeah, he's got the mental illness representations and artwork. He's got a new little book. It's like a little horror anthology from a little kid's perspective. His other artwork he's got like Beetlejuice, he's got a Jack and Sally, he's got other pieces. So if you go to Any Means Necessary, and you can see his other type of art.
And I'm sure he'll maybe bring some of that with him when he comes to the store. So we're trying to get more people in like that. So if you know of somebody that makes things like that has a book, they would want to do a signing or come here. Even if you're a couple states away, that's fine. We're trying to get more of the community kind of built up, and you to actually get to meet the people who are creating these awesome things for us. So
yeah, and if you follow and you're like, hey, he's out, we would love a deck. Like, we can have him sign one for you and ship it, not a problem. And you're right, Lisa. Any deck that is cheaper than the original, has a QR code, no booklet, it is a knockoff. And they usually fall apart really, really quick because they're cheap knockoff prints of the original artwork, and the artist is not getting anything for the time and effort that they put into it. But yeah, we're excited about that. So if you're wanting to work with goddesses and getting into feminine, this one's been doing really well. It's been really popular lately, the Afro Goddess Tarot. They're a little bit, is it holographic? Is that the right word? So holographic in there.
Foiled.
Yeah, foiled. There we go. And this one is $46.95, but it is another like smaller published deck. You got a nice thick box to help protect your cards. Unique type of artwork. It's not your regular style that you find on some of the Rider-Waite decks, which I know for some people they're like, give me original, give me unique, something to keep me interested in the deck. This one will do it for you. So if you're trying to get in touch with your femininity, your goddess aspect, that is a deck to work with.
Relative tarot.
Yeah, the relative. Huh? Okay. So here is another really pretty deck. The Relative Tarot. This is another like cigar type open box, so you get a full size book in there with it.
Your ancestors.
Ancestor work.
Yeah.
So $35 for this one. You're hearing Nikki. Nikki's the OG. It was Nikki and I who started these lives during COVID.
During COVID.
She's back. And you've worked with this one?
I've messed around with it a little bit. I only got to play with like 12 of the cards, but they were very pretty, and it's built especially for ancestry work, contacting, or divining information from your line specifically, not necessarily, drawing off of just. It's not a medium deck. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Gotcha.
It's, hey, I want to go back in my history and talk to my ancestors, see what they're going to tell me if they agree with this decision. But it's a very pretty, very kind of unique deck.
Nice. It's got like that sepia type of feel to it. And it looks like they have representations across the board for everybody. So it's really pretty. I feel like this one's been a sleeper, like sitting here, people not really noticing it as much. So, but the Relative Tarot, and again, that one is $35. It's got the nice thick cigar box to protect everything.
Yeah, it's a nice box.
The full-size booklet. I'm a box and jars type of person because I don't want to have to throw away the box to my cards if I don't have to.
No, I agree.
So I like thicker boxes that are nice, that can actually do their job and protect the deck.
What else haven't we talked
about? We have not talked about the sky back here.
Oh. Okay.
The Awakening Tarot.
The Awakening Tarot.
So this artist, Monica, she is the one who has done the Shadow Tarot. She's out of Canada. We have shown her Lenormand deck before as well. The Shadowland. So she did the Shadowland Tarot, and she's also done the Shadowland Lenormand. So you probably recognize the other ones. Brand new tarot out. So her Shadowland Tarot was the one that kind of looked like. The director just went out of my head. Nightmare Before Christmas guy.
Tim Burton.
Yes, because I was going to say Tim Curry, and I'm like, that is not the right guy.
Wrong Tim.
Yeah, wrong Tim. Brain, work with me here. So adorably wicked artwork. So here is her new tarot. Our artsy fans or fans of art and outside the box thinking would do well with this deck.
Yeah.
It's a really unique deck, and she does do a lot of charity work for bats. So a lot of her decks, when they sell, she donates to bat conservations, which makes me happy because I love the little sky puppies. Right? Lisa's like, I love the illustrations in the Shadowlands. So that is her newest. Have you read what the Aquarian I don't play with the aquarium very much.
I have not. This is by David Palladini.
Have you done the aquarium?
Eileen has it. I don't think she uses it very much though. She's not
Um,
really a tarot girly. She likes Oracle more. But
it's been in print since 1970, and it's a timeless classic. They said so themselves, right there. Let's see. Her delves into tarot symbols, energetic patterns, intuition, chakras, and auras.
yeah,
So-
from what I remember
wow.
too, that like artwork is very unique
It
compared
is.
to some other ones. Like the way that they portray the people looks very different. Very Aquarius like actually. Unique. Haha. Melissa hated that one.
So, yeah, we didn't do the Dream Keepers. So that would be another one for like intuition, intuition, psychic work, astral planes, astral travel. A very ethereal type of artwork.
Kind of Victorian looking deck. It's actually almost a little steampunk, and then you have like, I don't know if you can see this up here. This like, who is that artist who takes people's heads off?
Oh,
Like Dolly. I guess that's all that's coming to mind, but it's not Dolly. He's very famous though.
yeah, that one's really cool.
And then like if you see, I mean, the artwork is really cool. Like the people are chopped into pieces down here. I mean, it's just very cool. Very unique.
if you are a traditionalist, you may not like that one.
Probably not,
But if you like thinking outside the box,
or if you just like pretty cards that are a little out there. We did the Wildwood.
yeah, I think
With
we've
Serenos.
done. I think the only thing we haven't done so far is the classic tarot.
Oh.
So a redo of Rider-Waite, but not so cartoony and third grader kindergarten looking, which annoys the ever living shit out of me for the writer. I hate that, especially in those primary colors. The yellow makes me angry.
We don't like happy yellow.
So
We
we have
don't black.
We have the Rider-Waite in gold foil. It's black with gold foil.
Hey,
And that is
now we're
really
getting
sharp.
better.
That's a
Yeah.
sharp deck, let me tell you.
I think that's
So-
what Larry reads with that one, and Nick has it.
Yeah,
So
it's a sharp
tried and
deck.
true by readers too.
Yeah, well, it's your same Rider-Waite deck, and so if you've just started, and usually your books are based on the Rider-Waite deck.
Mhm.
So if you're just learning, but you want something that doesn't look like like she said, you just stepped out of third grade. It's a very sophisticated looking deck.
So we keep talking about tarot spells. We have books to help you do that. If you want to get started and you're not sure what to do, the Tarot Spell book, this is one of the newer ones. Nice hardback book. It is $24.99. So, and it goes, by card and gives you an example of what to do for each card. By any means, you can play with those, change it as you need. But they are broken down by suits for you. You got your major arcana first and what to do with, how to do it. Journal questions, so the things to help prompt you to get a little deeper in that working. So, $24.99 for the Tarot Spell
Actually,
book.
the person I just checked out actually just bought that. So
Really?
that's
Okay,
it.
so we
Yeah.
have two. We have three.
Yes. Now we have
Three.
two.
So yeah, Tarot Spell book. I believe this is on both the website and our TikTok shop for
Yeah.
anybody that might be
Have
interested.
you
in that.
talked about this one yet?
Oh no, we didn't do the archetypes.
This one is actually really cool because the initial deck only came out in this big old box, and it was like $40.
Zach heard you like, okay.
I was trying to be quiet. My whisper is really a scream. I'm trying.
It's a shirt you need.
Yeah, but this one, so this was only in like this big box, and it was like $40. Now they have this little pocket one, and so it's only $22.99. So for those who maybe were looking at this deck but didn't want to fully splurge for that $40, which I do think is worth it because it comes with an awesome like box and huge guidebook and stuff. But the pocket archetypes would be awesome for someone who just wants to start working with them. Some of the examples on here are like the vow, looks like the moon. So it's like archetypes that are pretty present in every day. Like the vow, we can all know what that vow is supposed to be. It could be talking about wedding, talking about some kind of commitment, some kind of contract. you know, it's open to interpretation, but this is probably like any archetype deck I really, really enjoy, especially reading for somebody else. Helps you to kind of figure them out a little bit.
All right. So we kind of went through kind of fast. We were worried that we would have too many, but it looks like we have kind of gone through. So feel free to ask questions about any of the decks or how to get started. If you need help kind of setting up like a certain type of spell working, that's what we're here for.
I will say, can't give a ton of advice about spreads because that's the only thing I don't really
use.
Yeah, I don't use them. Nick, I know, like Nick will use the same spread every time he does a reading. He has a specific spread that he uses. Me, I'm like just throw cards wherever. Neither's wrong. So that's the whole other thing is everyone has their own like.
For reading with
Emily,
Emily, cards were like flying through the air.
Oh yeah, it's a little chaotic, but we get there. Oh, the shadow lamb. Like, yeah, people really like these.
Yeah. Tim Burton, not Tim Curry.
Yeah. Oh, these are cool. I haven't actually looked at them yet. I'm trying to think about it. Oh, I guess one thing we could talk about really quick would be the difference between tarot, Lenormand, Oracle. So I'm sure you've talked about the difference between tarot and Oracle before, so I'm not going to go into that a whole bunch. But the difference between tarot and Lenormand, which I think Kipper is similar, but the Lenormand, so the steampunk guy, we have a ton of other ones. It is a specific system, and it's actually based off of the like suits in playing cards. So all of the Lenormand cards have another playing card that it represents. So that's kind of, you could do the same thing just with cartomancy with like a regular deck of playing cards like Greg does, right? But Lenormand is much more specific than tarot. That's why I like it so much. Where tarot can be interpreted so many different ways, Lenormand is very, very specific. If you get this card and this card, it means that. Like, that's it. So what I'll do is I'll pull like 3 Lenormand cards, get an idea of what's going on in the situation. Then I'll pull tarot after that and Oracle to kind of hone in. Like, I get to see the lens to view the tarot cards through, if that makes sense. Like, I know which interpretation to take based off of the Lenormand cards that I pulled previously. So
we do not have the David Bowie deck. We used to carry it. But we haven't had it in a while because I was waiting for it to go into the smaller kit or smaller box, because for the longest time Llewellyn only had it in like the $40, big box kit. And we were just waiting for the smaller to come through, and I don't think they ever did, honestly.
Yeah, I did not realize that was his actual artwork. That's so cool. How did I not know that?
If you look up Ian Moss artwork or Ian Moss Creative, he's on Twitch as well, but he's another local gentleman from Ohio out towards the Toledo way, I believe. He's got some really cool art pieces of musicians, and he's got that David Bowie Starman art, and it's gorgeous. And I'm like, if I was a Bowie fan, I would want it.
Wait, why are these so cool?
You want to show them? Because we haven't done those. We opened them and then set them to the back.
Apparently we haven't shown these, and I just picked them up, and I have not actually looked through these yet. Yeah, but I got distracted, and I guess it worked out in our favor. It looks like, first of all, they have full moon affirmations, which I think is really cool. I also like that they don't seem to be super fluffy. So, like, I am enough. Like, okay, we get it.
Enough of what?
Yes, like this, every next level of my life will demand a different version of me. I can get behind that. These affirmations seem to be super
and she's
super good.
Pulling from the lunar
lunar
oracles. There we go. I can't talk. Words are hard.
Yeah. So I surrender my resistance and allow the universe to give me what I need. So that's really cool. And it looks like they have them. Oh, they do. For all of the different moon. I might have to buy this. From all the different moon phases. So that is super cool. And it looks like there's quite a few of the affirmation ones. And then, but wait, there's more. Here's the actual oracle cards. What I really appreciate about these is how specific, again, they are. Don't let jealousy cloud your judgment. There's only so many ways you can interpret that, right? These are great if you need like an answer to a question, right? A quick answer. Approach your problems with forgiveness. And it has the moon phase, it looks like, on there to kind of go with the theme. So there are, see, you are good enough. It had to be in there somewhere. But yeah, these are really, really cool. Perfect for a beginner, honestly.
Yeah, this deck is only $15.99. Nikki's showing us funny things offsite here. So yeah, Lunar Oracles, $15.99 was what Emily was just showing you guys.
And they are like, I don't know if you can see how, yeah, you can. How they flash silver like that. I really enjoy that as well.
Foil work.
Yeah, and that's the back of one. Very cute.
So, if you're a cardaholic, like we are, we have tons more. But we wanted to show you some new ones, some ones that came back in, how to use them for certain types of workings, be it adding them to your candle work or some bags or sticking it in your wallet.
Yeah, a lot of different ways you can do it. Sometimes what I'll do too is I'll like stick that in my wallet, like that 8 of Pentacles, wrap a dollar bill around it, and I won't let myself spend that last dollar bill, like no matter what. It's not actually my last dollar, but it's the concept of like not letting yourself ever fully run out, right?
So you could stick, like, if you own a business, Emily, what tarot card would they stick in their register, their cash drawer?
If you just started, 8 of Pentacles, but if you're like in it for a while, I'd say the 10 of Pentacles is kind of like financial fulfillment and like financial freedom. So that's kind of what you're trying to accomplish, right? How did this go back in there? Just like that? Okay.
So yeah, guys, if you have any other questions, Karen's like, I love that Oracle one. Ooh, there's more. There's always more. We have so much more. Yeah, otherwise we'll start wrapping up because it's almost closing time. Cue the song. Thanks for hanging with us, Lisa. We're probably about done too. So unless there's any last minute questions about any of the decks you see, or
From anyone but Zach.
Yeah, Zach's not allowed.
No.
Zach already knows the answers.
Yeah.
Which Zach will be reading here in the store here soon. So keep an eye out for that. But if you have questions or scenarios like what card would I use, though I think you said actually in the very beginning to have a separate deck that you're using for your spell work.
Yeah, it's easier because if you're like me and you forget that certain cards are certain places and then you try and read with it and you're not actually like giving yourself the full spectrum of the cards, then it gets a little dicey. So I usually will pick a deck that doesn't really resonate reading, but I can do it with spell work easily. So
there you go.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, guys.
I think that might be about it.
Questions, comments, concerns, inquiries. Otherwise we'll get wrapping up because now we got to put away anything not claimed. And Karen, we've got your set aside for you.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah. What were you talking about tomorrow, Emily?
Oh, incense. It took me, I had to remember, but I'm talking about incense. Not just like, we have these nice smells at the store. I'll show some of the burners, but then also just talk about how to use them in other ways than just making your house smell good. So
Karen's like, I have many concerns. Me too. And Karen, I'll be reaching out to you. Spoke with Zane, and I'm just waiting for some last info to get everybody on the same page for the next group to start. We're looking at the last month.
Is she going to be in it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Karen! We're going to be in it together.
Looking at the last weekend in June.
Cool. Sorry about that.
Derail.
Yeah, sorry.
But yeah, join us tomorrow, 1:30 if you can. Emily's going to go over some incense work and ways of using that and everything she just said she's going to cover. Yeah, I was half listening because I was paying attention outside the door. But
no point in making Melissa hear it twice, right?
But well, thank you guys for hanging with us, and we'll see you tomorrow afternoon.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.